Hey there nation, and welcome to the show where we help you to play miniatures wargaming on a budget. It is I, Commander Cheapskate, and welcome to Way of the Underhive, your ultimate guide to Games Workshop's gritty and immersive skirmish game Necromunda. So whether you're brand new to the dark depths of Hive Primus or a veteran looking to sharpen your skills, this series is your go-to resource for mastering all aspects of the game. From gang warfare to campaign strategies, we've got you covered. And on today's video, we're actually going to talk about playing a narrative Malstrain corrupted outcast gang for your games of Necromunda. Now this is a very interesting gang. I was kind of inspired by some of the images I've been noticing on the Necromunda forum on Reddit as well as on Google Images, and decided to cook up a kind of alpha level threat that you could use in your campaigns in Necromunda and actually have a gang of Malstrain corrupted outcasts that your players can play against if you're an arbitrator for a campaign. This is a very narrative heavy list using some really heavy narrative elements, so there is some rule violations going on with the creation of this gang, so it's not really official in any way, shape, or form, but I thought it'd be a fun way to actually create a alpha level threat that you could use in your campaigns and actually have like a cult that your gangs have to go up against in one of your campaign settings. And because the video will be a little bit more of a deeper dive, I will put timestamps in the description box down below so that we can click and navigate to the part of the video that interests you the most. So that being said, let's talk about playing a narrative Malstrain corrupted outcast gang in your games of Necromunda. So first of all, let's talk about the inspiration for this list, and the inspiration actually came from this image you see on this background of this image. I actually was surfing Google just looking for images of outcast gangs or just Malstrain corrupted gangs to make a list, and I saw this beautiful image that you see here of this beautifully converted and kit bashed outcast gang that's also Malstrain corrupted. It looked so gritty and mutated and so horrible, like something from The Hills Have Eyes. I thought I was just totally inspired by what I saw, and I thought it would be really cool if you could actually combine some elements of different gang mechanics from different gangs and create a very unique narrative gang that you could actually use as an alpha level threat in campaign settings. I was also watching Waterworld around the same time that this is happening. If you don't know what Waterworld is, it's an old post-apocalyptic science fiction movie from the mid-90s, and in that film the world gets covered by water. Anyways, the reason why I'm talking about this is because I was also thinking about cooking up some things up for a sump-based campaign where you're playing in the sump, and in that movie Waterworld, the main villains are a group of pirates known as the Smokers, and they're actually like a religious zealot type of organization. They have like all this really crazy religious iconography, and they're also like totally like raiders, and they're the worst of the worst. And I just got some inspiration to create something like this in your campaigns of Necromunda. The idea was that I wanted to take the elements of a Caldor outcast gang, some Gene Stealer cults, as well as some Malstrain corruption, and kind of combine them together, create this quasi-cultish mutated gang that just kind of ran around on crusade all the time, doing all kinds of crazy stuff to further their agenda. And like I said, this is not official in any way whatsoever because I am breaking a lot of rules in order to create this gang, but at the same time I thought it'd be very narratively cool to use in a campaign setting. In fact, if I was to do a sump-based campaign, this would be the primary antagonists that my players would actually fight against. I would actually play this as my gang, but not in the traditional sense of where I'm participating in the campaign, but more as like I'm the threat that they have to fight against with NPCs and stuff like that. And that's where the idea with this gang came from. So now that we're done talking about the inspiration of this gang, let's talk about its playstyle. So what I decided to do is I actually took combinations from the best of Malstrain corrupted gangs, outcast gangs, mutations from outcast gangs, as well a little bit from the Gene Stealer cults, as well as Caldor gangs, and I decided to take all those elements and kind of combine them in one to make this very unique narrative-based gang. Because of this, there's a very good combination of shooting, close combat, as well as vehicles, and the use of psychic abilities throughout the entirety of the gang, so it's very, very versatile. It can do a lot of different things. Granted, because we're taking bits and pieces of other games to create it, but like I said before, this is designed to be a narrative villain for your players to go up against. And like I said before, there's excellent campaign villains or threat for other gangs, so if you're an arbitrator looking for an interesting way to incorporate Malstrain gangs in your campaigns, may I suggest using this particular gang that I cooked up. So without any further ado, let's talk about my narrative Malstrain corrupted outcast gang, quite a mouthful I know, that you could use for your campaigns of Necromunda, and I will break this down to 1,000 point starting rosters, 2,500 point starting rosters, and of course 2,000 point rosters as well, depending on what level of the campaigns you want to go with. And of course, because I was also inspired by the new skirmish game, the Trench Crusade, I decided to name these guys exactly that. They're called the Trench Crusade. I like the name and the imagery that name evokes for a gang, because the crusade part gives you the idea these guys are like religious religious zealots. At the same time, the word trench also could be used for not just the sump, but you could also use it for Hive Secundus, or you could use it for the Ash Waste, or you could even use it for Underhive campaigns. So I just like the idea that this, this really low down, dirty, mutated crusade of religious maniacs are out there causing problems, and that's what the name I settled on, because it kind of matches what this gang's about, as well as that previous tabletop skirmish game that we were talking about earlier. So let's talk about the 1,000 credit starting roster real fast. Alright, so let's talk about the leader for this gang. So this could be an outcast gang at its core, specifically an outcast House Cawdor corrupted gang, is what it's going to be. It's also going to be Malstrain corrupted as well. But we're also taking some elements from Genestealer cults in order to create this gang. And it's going to be led by Hermatius, the second son. He's going to cost you 200 credits, and he's also the leader of this gang because he is an outcast gang leader. We're going to go with the mutant archetype for obvious reasons. I mean, if you just look at this guy, he is clearly mutated. So that is the best archetype I thought that would kind of fit this character. He automatically comes with hardened flak armor, which makes him quite resilient. And his weapons are kind of basic, but we're going to kind of balance that a little bit with his psychic abilities. He does pack a last pistol as well as razor sharp claws, so he does have that. And we're also giving him the tentacle mutation as well, because clearly the miniature has a lot of tentacles on it, plus he can do parrying as attack as well. He's also got crushing blow, fearsome hurl, and spring up skills already, so he automatically comes with those. And I'm sorry, not automatically comes with those. We're adding crushing blow from the bronze scroll tree to make him a little bit more deadly. He does have the unsanctioned psychic special roll already, and he has access to all the Malstrain psychic disciplines as well. For obvious reasons, this makes the perfect candidate to make our leader of this outcast gang, because he is kind of like a guiding force with the Malstrain corrupted already. Plus, at the same time, you can kind of see some of the religious undertones of the robes and stuff that he has. I think it kind of fit narratively as well aesthetically with the gang design that we're going with this one. So up next, let's talk about your champions. Your first one is called the Ysila twins. They are a mutant. They're supposed to be like a mutant with two heads. They are a mutant outcast champion costing 245 credits. They have no armor whatsoever, and the reason why is because they're packing a heavy stubber and an extra arm. We're taking the extra arm mutation from the Genestealer cult specifically. That way you have a close combat attack, and at the same time, this also gives them an additional ability to carry unwieldy weapons and use them as a basic action because they got that extra arm as well. We're giving this character the vast bulk mutation, so that way you can also get that 3 wounds instead of 2. And we're giving the headbutt skill so that we can use it in close combat as well, because getting a free strength 5 attack in close combat is just absolutely fantastic to have. And we're also taking a Malstrain Genestealer for 270 credits called the Limb Taker. This is once again a champion level fighter. It's got mesh armor as well as razor sharp claws and venomous bite. It's also got a bio booster. It has dodge, evade, nerves of steel, as well as rain and blow skills. And we're taking this fighter specifically from the Malstrain corrupted list, because Malstrain corrupted gangs can take a Malstrain Genestealer if they want to at gang creation. And to borrow a little bit from the Genestealer cults, we do have an aberrant for this gang. This character's name is Ion Riggs. It's going to cost 95 credits, and all they have is the Unstoppable skill. We're not purchasing any armor or weapons for this character yet because we just didn't have the credits, but aberrants are already powerful enough as it is, even without weapons, so already deadly enough. Our next fighter is called the Gutter Prophet, who is a mutant outcast hive scum that costs 60 credits for this character. They got a Cawdor pole arm with autogun attached to it. That way they have an autogun as well as a close combat weapon, and we're giving this character the vast bulk mutation. That way they're having 2 wounds instead of 1. Our next 2 fighters are once again mutant outcast hive scum. We have Crimson Belasco to cost 75 credits. This guy's got an autogun as well as massive claws mutation. That way he's got a good close combat attack as well as a basic autogun to use in shooting. We also have Rex's 3 Songs, who's another mutant outcast hive scum at 55 credits. This guy's got a stub gun as well as extra appendages. Now, we didn't give this guy multiple pistols because we just didn't have the credits to do so, but eventually, of course, you want to give this guy additional firepower so that way he can use his multiple limbs in order to, shoot as well as use in close combat. After that, we have Cassian Kurz, who's a mutant Way Brethren. So he is a Cawdor Way Brethren, and we're going to take the mutant mutations on this for your outcast gangs. Like I said, we are breaking rules to create this gang, but that's because this gang is not supposed to be used in any official capacity as a normal gang to use in a campaign. It's just being used as a NPC type gang that gangs can fight against as a alpha level threat in your campaigns of Necromunda. So this guy, once again, has got to cost you 110 credits. He's got paired hand crossbows, so that we can use both of those. He's also got a Ridge Walker to help him move around the battlefield even faster, and he's also got 2 heads as well, so that we can fire both those hand crossbows without any kind of penalty. And then we have the Gunpowder Saint, which is another mutant Way Brethren, going to cost you 150 credits. Once again, just a normal Cawdor Way Brethren, but we're upgrading him with a mutant mutation of some sort. He's got a Son-Off Shotgun with Scatter Shot for his primary weapon, as well as Frag Lance, so that way he can throw this at enemy vehicles and still use it in close combat. He's also running a Ridge Walker, and he's got the Scaly Skin mutation, giving him a 4-up armor save. And the last fighter for our 1,000 credit starting roster is the Leaping Death, another mutant wave brother at 135 credits. This guy's got a needle pistol as well as riding a ridge walker, and he's also got wing membrane, so that way you can actually kind of fly between gaps using your ridge walker, which is actually quite cool as well. So this could be your 1,000 credit starting roster, so you could use this for both Underhill's campaigns. You could also use this out in the Ash Wastes. You could also use it in Underhill's campaigns if you want to as well. So if your arbiter is looking for an interesting gang to use at the 1,000 credit level, may I suggest using this one. So our next list is going to be the Trench Crusade, once again a narrative-based Malstrain corrupted outcast gang, but this time though these guys are rated at 1,250 credits. So for those of you guys who want to play at 1,250, which is actually something I'm noticing a lot on YouTube as well as on Reddit, as well as just in communities in general, like in Yak Tribe and stuff. Looks like a lot of people are doing the 1,250. Same thing with some tournaments going on and some major gaming venues. So if you are an arbitrator who wants to make a 1,250 credit point roster, this is the one I recommend for you. And let's go and talk about exactly what we have. So once again, our leader is still Hermatius, the second son, still this time though costing 225 credits because you're given some additional equipment to upgrade him. So once again, he is an outcast leader with the mutant archetype, still has his hardened flak armor as well as his last pistol, but now we're giving him a shock whip in addition to his close combat weapon, so that way those little mechanical tentacles that he has could count as that shock whip. And it just kind of narrowly fits with him. He still has razor sharp claws as well as tentacle mutation because he's mutant archetype. We gave him crushing blow from the bronze skill tree because you get that skill when you actually level up your leader. He's also got the fearsome hurl and spring up skills, still has the unsanctioned psychic special rule, and still has access to all the Malstrain psychic disciplines. But now we're also providing a new fighter called the Homunculi, which is a psychic familiar from the Gene Stealer cults, which is represented by the little guy that he's actually petting. Once again, costing 25 credits, got an Omen of Fortune, so that way you get that 3 aboard save, precognition, catfall, as well as clamber, so that way if you get shot at, you can pass that willpower test and dodge being hit, which is actually a nice way of actually having that for your gang, and at the same time help you out with any kind of rerolls for your psychic abilities. So once again, our champions make a return for this list. We got the Ysilla twins, the mutated outcast champion at 275 credits this time. We're upgrading with a hazard suit, so that way he's got immune to Radphage as well as to Blaze, and at the same time also gives some additional protection against Tox attacks as well, and a 6-up armor save. He's got heavy stubber as well as auto pistol with manstopper rounds for a backup weapon as well as close combat attack. He's got an extra arm mutation from the Gene Stealer cults as well as the vast bulk mutation to give him 1 additional wound, and he's got the headbutt skill from the bronze skill tree. And then once again, the Limb Taker still makes a return at 270 credits, equipped exactly the same way because Malstrain corrupted gangs can take these fighters. Once again, Ion Riggs the Aberrant makes a return, but this time costing 140 credits. He's got a hazard suit and he's also carrying a 2-handed hammer because, you know, with these Aberrants, they really don't need much to make them deadly, so why not a 2-handed hammer? It just kind of narratively fits what this guy can do. And once again, he's got the Unstoppable skill. After that, we have the Gutter Prophet making a return once again. The Mutant Outcast Hive Scum costs 110 credits this time. We're upgrading him with a hazard suit once again to give him immunity to all those conditions above and a 6-up armor save. We're giving him a Cawdor pole arm as well as autogun and incendiary charges so that we can get blaze attacks as well as still maintaining the vast bulk mutation. Crimson Belasco as well as Rex's 3 songs both make their appearance again. Crimson Belasco this time costs 105 credits, upgrading with a hazard suit as well as autogun as well as incendiary charges and still has the massive claws mutation. And Rex's 3 songs costs 100 credits this time. With a hazard suit, we're giving him an auto pistol, a stub gun, and a chain sword, so that way all 3 of his limbs are being used, as well as extra appendages. Moving on to our vehicles, Cassian Curse once again comes back. Our Mutant Wave Brother this time costs 110 credits, still has paired hand crossbows, ridge walker as well as 2 heads, and the Gunpowder Saint also makes a return as well, this time with a sawed-off shotgun as well as scatter shot. He's got a frag lance still has his ridge walker, and has a scaly skin for 150 credits. And lastly, Leaping Death also makes a return at 135 credits, still packing a needle pistol as well as a ridge walker as well as wing membranes. And that makes up your 1,250 credit roster for this one. Our very last version of the Trench Crusade is for the Eranthian Succession. This is rated at 2,400 credits, so now with a lot more credits that we have available at our disposal, we can get a lot more cooler upgrades for this gang. So let's go on and talk about exactly what we have for our characters this time around. So once again, Hermatius, the second son, as well as the Homunculi make a return from the previous list, and they're both exactly the same as in the previous list. We didn't really do anything more with these guys. Hermatius, the second son, still costs 225 credits, still mutant archetype, still has all the things of the previous list: hardened flak armor, last pistol, shock whip, razor claws, tentacles, crushing blow, fearsome, hurl, spring up, unsanctioned psychic, as well as a Malstrain discipline access. And the Homunculi, the psychic familiar, also makes a return again as well with 25 credits, with the exotic beast of the Omen of Fortune, precognition, catfall, as well as clamor. Now our champions, of course, have seen some additions being made for them with this higher credit list. So once again, Yasilla twins are also back, but this time they're back with 325 credits this time. Still Mutant Arcast Art Champion with Hazard Suit, but now we're giving them a Gutter Forge Cloak, so that way their armor save is now 5 up, and they also have a 5 ward save against environmental effects. Still immune to Blaze, Rat Phage, as well as the +2 to their toughness for gas attacks. Still packing Heavy Stubber with Auto Pistol and Man Stopper rounds, but this time we gave them Photo Goggles so that we can see in all visibility conditions. They still have the extra arm mutation, as well as the Vast Bulk mutation, as well as the Headbutt skill. And now we added a brand new mutant champion to our gang named Lyra Voss. She is a Mutant Outcast champion at 230 credits. She has a Hazard Suit as well as a Guttered Forge Cloak, packing a Needle Pistol and Stub Gun, and she also has a Power Sword as well. She's got the extra arm mutation as well as Horrific Appearance, so the enemies have to pass a Willpower test to charge against her, and she also has the Bold Charge skill from the Bronze skill tree, so that way she gets additional strength with her close combat attacks when she charges into combat. So very, very deadly character there. And we also have another Outcast champion named Vesper's Whispers is her name. It's Vespera Whispers. She is a Mutant Outcast champion at 280 credits. She has a Hazard Suit as well as Gutter Forge Cloak. She's packing a Plasma Gun, so now she has rapid fire plasma shots, as well as a Last Pistol for backup weapon. She's got Faux Goggles, that way she can see in all visibility conditions. The extra arm mutation from the Gene Stealer Cult Tree, so that way she has additional arm at the same time in a stronger close combat attack. She has the Vast Bulk mutation for +1 wound, as well as the Iron Will skill, so that way your characters take -1 to their bottle tests. And once again, the Limb Taker makes a return once again. The Malstrain Gene Stealer, still 270 credits, equipped exactly the same as last time. However, we are going to upgrade the Limb Taker a little bit by giving him a Hollow Tongue, which is a Malstrain Terramite for 70 credits. This guy, once again, also has an Exotic Beast with Flak Armor. He's got Stinger, as well as Bio Booster. He's also got Flight, as well as Dodge. So that way he can also go out and take, take objectives, that sort of thing. Also help out Limb Taker in cases in close combat. So going back to our fighters, Ion Riggs once again makes a return at 140 credits, equipped exactly the same way as last time with Hazard Suit, a two-handed hammer, as well as Unstoppable. The Gutter Prophet also makes a return. You now cast Hive Scum at 110 credits, still equipped exactly the same with Hazard Suit, Caldar Polearm with Auto Gun, Incendiary Charges, as well as Vast Bulk. Crimson Belasco also makes a return, this time at 105 credits, Hazard Suit, Auto Gun, Incendiary Charges, and Massive Claws. Rux's 3 Songs also makes a return as well with 100 credits, with Hazard Suit, Auto Pistol, Stub Gun, Chainsword, as well as extra appendages. And we have a brand new fighter named Quills Monica. She's a Mutant Outcast Hive Scum, costing 95 credits. She's got a Hazard Suit, and she's also armed with a Caldar Pole Arm with Blunderbuss, equipped with Grape as well as Purgation Shot, so that way she can get template attacks as well. And she also got Needle Spine, so that way she can, launch those spines at her enemies. Casting Curse also makes a return once again, still costing 120 credits with Hazard Suit, paired head and crossbows, Ridge Walker, as well as 2 heads. And lastly, our last 2 Ridge Walkers, Way Brethren, the Gunpowder Saint, as well as Leaping Death, also make a return. The Gunpowder Saint costs 160 credits with Hazard Suit, Son-Off Shock with Scatter Shot, Frag Lance, Ridge Walker, as well as Scaly Skin. And then lastly, Leaping Death also makes a return with 145 credits with Hazard Suit, Needle Pistol, Ridge Walker, as well as Midway Brains. And that's going to make up your Aranthia Succession roster for the Trench Crusade. So in conclusion, guys, this is a good campaign level threat for all gangs in either an Underhive, Ash Waste, or Underhell's campaign. I'm planning on actually kind of tweaking this list a little bit more and using it for an upcoming sump-based campaign where you actually use boats instead of vehicles. I think it'd be kind of cool to actually use these. And like I said before, this is no way official because I'm breaking a lot of rules. I'm combining elements from Cawdor Outcasts. I'm also combining some things from Mutant Outcasts, Gene Stealer Cults, as well as Malstrain Corrupt in order to make this very unique gang. So if you're trying to want to use this in a campaign of yourself or a tournament, just realize you won't be able to do so because I violated a lot of rules in order to make this list. This is actually meant to be used by arbitrators as a threat, a campaign threat that other players and their gangs have to go up against, and that's the reason why I actually put this group together. And let me know if you actually did end up using this in your campaign of your own. Please let me know if you use this or not and how it worked out for you. I'd really love to know exactly how it performs. I don't really got the time right now to test out my own builds, so I really can't tell you for certain whether it's good or not. But if you end up using it and ends up working for you, let me know. And if it doesn't work for you, please let me know that as well, because then I'll make improvements to it. And as always, if you guys have any suggestions, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear what you guys think about some future projects, and if I like your idea, I'll make a video about it and also dedicate it to you for giving me the idea. So that's good for this week, guys. As always, please feel free to like, comment, and or subscribe. You guys' input is valuable to us as always. I am Commander Cheapskate. I will catch you guys next one. Peace out and stay classy.